ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Transformers action figure review on the Transformers Generations Titans Return Leader Classic Shot. If you're trying to get your Transformers figures, you can get them at big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below. Now, I'd really wanted the Mastermind Creations third-party version of 6-Shot, and seeing this one right here for a fraction of the price, I had to snag it, and I watched a couple of reviews on it. It looks like a very good figure. I'm very excited for this guy. Anyway, he has all 6 modes right over there. On the side, you can see the Headmaster, and then right there on the back, there's a read-up. If you want to read it, pause it now. There's the 6 different modes, and then there's some other figures right over there you can pick up if you're interested. And then on the side, we get the Decepticon symbol right there, and then Decepticon symbol at the top, and not much more at the bottom. All right, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's 6-Shot out of the packaging. And I know this figure has been around for quite some time already, but I absolutely love this figure. I actually love this figure so much that a couple months ago, my wife and I went on a trip to the snow, and I'd forgotten my jacket, but somehow remembered to bring 6-Shot. Yeah, what a buffoon, right? But the transformations are so fun. I really like all the modes. I have little gripes with some of the modes, but for the most part, I am very pleased with this figure, and I really like the articulation and the robot mode a lot. I mean, come on, man. Look at that ankle pivot right there. When you give me a Transformer that can have 6 different transformations, and it has crazy ankle pivot, the geek out can't help itself, man. Anyway, let's take a closer look at Revolver, and then we'll take a closer look at 6-Shot. Actually, I lied. Before looking at Revolver, I want to look at the guns that come with 6-Shot, which I like very much. I like these a lot. Nice sculpted detail right here. We do have a hollow side right there, and then we have the filled in side right over here, which I think is great. So I think these are awesome. You can port them together. As you can see, they tab together right here, and then you can give them just, you know, a shotgun or something like that, or you can just give them the 2 blasters like this. I don't know, I have this weird thing, and I don't know where it comes from, but I have to do this thing where the outside part of the gun has to be the solid side. I can't have like this empty inside facing outward. I don't know why. It's a weird OCD thing, I guess, or something, but yeah, I have to have it set up like that. And I don't want to forget to mention that we get this extensive instruction sheet right over here. Oh man, so many steps. It's really not that hard of a transformation to go through. One thing to warn you about is I will not be showing how you can connect this 6-Shot to Fortress Maximus or any other figure, but you can see in the image right here, there's 6-Shot attaching and all that stuff. So I'm not going to show that off. We also get this collector card right here, which I am a fan of. I do like having the collector cards. And look at that nice artwork right there. Very nice. I like that. Very cool. Now on the back, you get some specs and everything right there. Then I'm going to take the old little booklet and go ahead and let's see, where are you going to go, huh? One on this new sheet right over there. So boo-doo-doo-doo. There we go. So here's a look at Revolver, and man, I like these little sculpted details that I'm seeing right here. I mean, look at that face sculpt. Shoot, this thing is very small. I mean, that's my fingernail right there. Very tiny figure, but nice sculpted detail. You can even see the little fingers sculpted on the inside of this panel right here. I like that. You know, decent looking legs on this guy. You know, little feet right there. You know, not too shabby. As far as articulation goes, you can turn the head side to side. These panels will move up and you can move them down. And you can bend the legs forward and bend at the knees right there. So he'll be sitting. So we'll have that going on. You could also fold them like that or bend them backwards, right? And then here's a size comparison next to Doomshot. Thank you, Eric. So there are those two. We'll see Doomshot again later on. But as far as transformation goes, will you take us away, Bumblebee? Okay, so we want to take these panels, move them down, and then fold this and collapse like so, and there we have the head, which actually looks really good aside from a couple of scuffs. Now again, I have transformed this thing countless times, many times already, but yeah, so I do have a couple of scuffs on the white paint. But as far as porting this in, you just want to lift up, you know, the whole cap piece to the head right there. So you lift that up all the way, and then we can go ahead and port him in like so, and then go. I like the little sculpted detail in there, and then close this. One little gripe of mine with this head sculpt, I will say, is I feel like this visor piece right here, it goes pretty low. It covers his eyes a little bit. So a lot of the time when I'm taking pictures of this thing, I tend to lift up a little bit so we can see that nice red paint, because I really do like how the eyes look on this thing. I really like the sculpted detail in it. So it does look a little bit weird from the side. Maybe get it, yeah, see? And then now you can't see his eyes. So that bothers me just a little bit. But I really like that they've applied stickers on here. You know, I like these foily stickers. They look really good. A lot of sculpted detail throughout. I'm really digging that a lot. Really like the color palette for this figure too, man. It looks really good. Wow, that's an interesting place for a cockpit, right? I mean, a little redundant, no? No? Anyway, looking at the hands right here. Oh, I think I'm hilarious. And he has a fist right there, so there's no hand articulation or anything like that. Then there's his legs, and then there's his feet, which do look kind of funny. But yeah, I like that they've added stickers to this. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm liking it. I mean, looking at it just from a little farther away, right? It's just a solid looking robot mode. I really dig this robot mode a lot. Before getting into the articulation, I did want to say that, you know, I like how you can customize this figure. You know, if you wanted to, you can turn these wheels inward. For some reason, I think it looks just a little bit cooler with the wheels inward. I know it's supposed to be outward with the wheels, but I kind of just like that a little bit more. But anyway, you can turn the head side to side. You cannot really make him look up, but he will look down just a little bit. The shoulder joints can move outward that much. Due to transformation, you can separate the shoulders from the arms, and you can move these little wing flaps on his chest in and out, and you can maybe get not much more movement out that way, but you know, if you wanted to, you can detach that. That can help some. You also get a bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow, no wrist articulation or anything, no waist articulation at all. I would like to have that, so a little bit of a bummer. The hips move all the way outward. He does have these crotch flaps that will move forward, so you can get him kicking that much. These legs will separate on you if you don't tab it in all the way. He does have the single jointed knee, which looks pretty good. And then he has the ankle pivot, as I mentioned earlier. This is a little bit shifty, you know. You kind of have to find that sweet spot, you know, in between some of the joints, but that will work. He also has toe articulation right over here too, so that also helps with posing. Now to measure out this figure, it is a leader class figure. You can see that 6-shot to the top of those fins over there is at about 10.5 inches tall. To the top of his head, he's at about 9 inches. And then comparing 6-shot next to another leader class generations figure, we have Skyfire or Jetfire, whatever you want to call him. And you can see that to the top of 6-shot's head right here, it is a little bit taller than the Jetfire right there, but of course with these things, yeah, they go up way higher. And then comparing 6-shot next to a couple of Megatrons, we have the Voyager class Megatron. Thank you, Eric. And then we have the Masterpiece Megatron, which I recently reviewed. One thing I didn't mention is that in gun mode, you can tab that out like so, or slide that out right over there. I did not show that you could do that with the scope, but yeah. Anyway, it looks like both of these two are making it to the top 10 figures of 2017 for me already. I love both of these right here. And then here's 6-shot next to the Marvel Legends Big Time No Letdown Spider-Man. So let's get on to the transformation. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Alrighty, so first I like to remove the guns, so we take the guns, put those aside, already done, and then we're going to remove Revolver right here. You don't have to do this, but I like to because I want to show off the different ways we can display Revolver with this figure. And I'm going to close this up, lift these wing tabs outward right here, fold this down, and do a 180 with the head, or the helmet, and then fold these wings in, and they're going to go right into those little slots that we see right over here, and just put those in like so. Take the hands, fold that down, fold that in, move that down, move that down. I like to separate the arms a little bit. And we're building a tank, by the way. That's what we're going with over here. Fold the toes in, then pull the heel spurs out, and then I like to move this down. We can shift all of this forward right here, and then move these panels down, get these tracks detached like so, and then fold them around and tab right in like that. Move this down and move this around and tab that in like that. We're going to rotate this so that we have the tracks right there at the bottom. So it just looks like a tank, you know what I'm saying? We're going like for a tank look over here. And then move this and shift these forward. So it's going to shift forward, and then it's kind of finicky doing this, but you want to make sure that you pull this out of that little track. There's these little black tabs right here, which you can't see. Oh, there you go. You can see it. That slides into these little ports that are on the inside right here. So you want to remove those, and this is a bit sloppy for this mode. You kind of want this reaching over and just resting in these grooves right over here that you can see from very far away. And these don't really connect. I wish that they did. They don't really tab in together, so that's a little frustrating. And then we could take the wings, snap those in, and then rotate right here and rotate right there. And there we have the tank mode. Not looking too bad at all. We can lift this up, open up the cockpit, and then get revolver over here, get those arms lifted up, and put them in a seated position, and then just put them right inside the cockpit right there, and then close this up, and now we have a pilot. And then we got to take the guns. You can see that we get these little horizontal tabs right there, and we get these horizontal ports on the side, and just port that in, and then take this one and port this one in like so. Actually, when you put the guns on, you want the handle part facing downward, but that's the tank mode, and it's not my favorite mode out of the 6, but it's not too bad, you know. A little pow going on right over there, pretty cool. I like it. It doesn't really roll too well, so that's kind of frustrating. I don't really like that part of it. Yeah, it doesn't roll too well at all, and it is wobbly, you know, like these parts right here just can, you know, detach, and this isn't really, you know, tabbing together, so it's a little bit flimsy. And you could articulate this, so if you want him, you know, shooting up at the sky, you know, this kind of reminds me of the tanks from the Star Fox 64 game, you know, a little bit, right? So you get articulation right there. That's pretty neat. So yeah, not terrible, but not my favorite. All right, let's zoom out over here and get ourselves into the jet mode. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Alright, so again, removing the guns right now. I'm going to lift these pieces up and remove revolver, put them aside right over there. And then what we can do is fold these heels in and rotate this up, rotate that up, and then take these wings, move them outward. And then we could detab right there and detab right there. I just made up a word, detab. That's not a real word. Detach is probably what I was thinking, but yeah. Anyway, gonna fold that in right there. And the way this works is that it hinges here and it hinges on the inside right there. So you want to, you know, get both of those squeezed in right there. And then we're going to take the toe pieces. These are the heel spurs, but these parts right here, you want to rotate them around, and so that you have that smoother surface right there. I mean, you can see little tabs sticking up, so that will connect right there. And get this all tabbed together. Let's get this tabbed together now. And there we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. 6-shot. You good transformer, aren't you? Do you talk to your toys? Huh? Is that normal or is that weird? Probably kind of weird, right? Yeah, definitely weird. Anyway, you can take these out right there, and we're going to swing this all the way around and move this inward, and these are going to face inward, and this is going to face inward, and these will go down, and shift that down like so, and shift that in like that. Okay, not too bad. Let the wings come out right there. And then we're going to lift this up, move these wings back out, take the head out, and then grab revolver over here, and he's going to have his little place right to sit right there, and close that up, straighten out the front. And we also get this kickstand in the very front like that. And I don't really like how these arm pieces don't really tab securely into anything, but you know, there is the jet mode. Not looking too shabby. Okay, again, not my favorite of all the modes, but pretty good. At first I wanted him like that, you know, that this is kind of like the tendency to, I don't know, that kind of almost looks more like a shuttle or a ship to me, but this has actually grown on to me. I actually kind of like this more as I've looked at it, you know. I think that's pretty cool. And then, oh my goodness, I forgot the guns. Alright, he also has those same ports, those horizontal ports that we saw for the tank mode. We could just add these right here. And now this is actually a completed transformation. Not looking too shabby. Now, like I said, I really do like this mode. I think it's pretty cool. It's just, I really wish this front end was facing the other direction. I mean, this just does not look aerodynamic to me. I mean, I guess it is, right? You kind of have these vents right over here. But other than that, you know, I do like it. I like how we've had glossy plastic right here at the top, you know. That's pretty sweet. And then getting a closer look at the wings right here, you can look at the nice silver paint. And we do have good stickers on there. Once again, I really like that they've added the stickers. You don't have to do this yourself. I mean, having stickers to apply onto a figure does remind me of the good old days, but, you know, at the same time, I'd rather, you know, not do that, you know, so I appreciate that right there. I don't really like how this looks with the arms and the head in the very back. I think that looks a bit weird to me. I think that's just kind of strange. So I do modify this a little bit. What I'll tend to do is I'll go ahead and lift this up, and I'm not going to put Revolver back into the head, but I would put him back into the head, close that up, and then extend the arms. I'll also detach this over here and leave them sticking outward and turn this facing down, and then detach that and turn that facing downward. And then I like to collapse these arms inward a little bit so that they're just underneath, so that this little piece right here is going right over the tire as you bend that in. So straightening this out and kind of cleaning this up some. And that's my modified jet mode. I like this a little bit more. I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit more stable, a little bit more streamlined. No? I mean, it is a little crooked right here in the very back, but I don't know. I kind of like that just a little bit more than the mode that it's supposed to go in, or the transformation that they tell us that it's supposed to get into. So, I don't know. I think that looks pretty cool, right? Not too bad. Just a little crooked right there in the back. Alright, let's move on to car mode, which is my favorite mode. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Alright, good job, Bumblebee, still kicking. So, we'll remove the guns right over there. We have Revolver, put them aside right there, and then take these flaps and move them right back in, and dab them right in, and ports right over there, and then lift these up like so, because we're going to go ahead and take these treads, move them to the side, move these wheels down, and then shift that in. Actually, I think we're supposed to leave those out, but anyway, shift these back around, then move that in, make sure we're in focus. Okay, tires down, tires down. Just watched Predator again last night, you know, that was a very fun movie. Alright, now, these, this is actually supposed to stay together right here. My bad, darn it. So, you're supposed to leave that tab together, and all you really need to do is just swing this part outwards. Okay, so I have that all tabbed back into place. These heel pieces are supposed to go in right there, and then you take the toes and move them outward. This right here is going to rotate to match the shape. So rotate around and rotate around. So what are we doing? Is this a 180 right here? Yep. It's going to go in like so. And then we could take these tires, oh, we want to flip that in, and then we can take these and move them forward and swing around. We have a little tab that sticks out right there that's going to port into that slot right there, and if we extend the arms again, it'll reach. So yeah, you're not supposed to fold that in. Rotate this around, not the whole figure, just the arm really, and then dab that right in there. Take these, swing them forward, move this down, tab those down into place. Take the jaw right there, which can be tricky to grab sometimes, but lift that up. And then we could take the guns, and then it's supposed to be the open side facing up on these, and tab that in like so. And then tab that in right so. And then make sure the heels are in there all the way. And then get Revolver sitting right there in the driver's seat, which is really cool. And give him a co-pilot right there, which is kind of neat. You just look over like, hey, where are we going? Yeah, so that is really neat. I like that. That is pretty cool. This is my favorite mode, aside from the robot mode. I really like it a lot, and it rolls quite well. I mean, look at that rolling action, man. That's not too bad. Not shabby at all. Right on, Hasbro. You guys did a really good job with these. Man, that looks pretty sweet, man. Taking a closer look at this, I do like this car mode a lot. I think it works very well. Again, we get some really good clearance on this, you know what I mean? You can see that this isn't touching the ground. Tires look pretty good, you know? It feels pretty solid. I mean, again, this is my favorite one aside from the robot mode. I really like this a lot. That looks really cool. Digging it, man. Very, very nice vehicle mode right here. I like it. Now, you can modify this. I tend to modify this just a tad. I like to put the little spikes right there in the front down, and then just move this antenna thingy down right there, and that way it looks just a little bit more like car mode to me, you know, just looks a little bit more practical. So yeah, man, I really dig this a lot, man. Yeah, I just said it like 5 times in the span of 1 minute, but anyway, let's get on to the wolf transformation. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Alright, so we'll move the guns, and we can go ahead and tab them together because these will form the tail of 6-shot. So let's go ahead and get that tabbed in. There you go. And then we could take the headmasters and remove them. And then we'll take the revolver and fold revolver up right over there. That'll go back into this piece, or the head of the wolf anyway. So we can take these wings, lift these up, yeah, and take this and lift that up all the way. And then detach the front legs like so. And then as well detach the legs right here. That did not sound good. Oh my gosh, I hope I didn't ruin anything. We'll find out later on though, won't we? And then we could take the toes and move them out. And then take this and then rotate around, do the same thing. And then move that forward. And then we have the paws right here in the very front. Well, you got to pick at those and pick at that right there. And then move the shoulders forward, shift forward, shift forward. Not looking too bad. Okay, get that rotated. Move these back. And then you can take this whole neck piece and hinge that all the way forward. And we're going to take the face and just put it right in like so, so it's facing forward, which I think is kind of neat because it's like the eyes are consistent. So that fills in the head nicely right there. You do kind of need that. Without the headmaster, it does look strange, and taking them out could be a little finicky sometimes, but yeah, so I don't know, I feel like I have to have that in there. It looks weird without it in there for me. And then we could take the tail, and you get these 2 tabs sticking up right above the culito, and just plug that right in like so, and that looks pretty good. There we have a wolf mode for 6-shot. Pretty sweet. I like it. I think that's pretty awesome, man. I'm digging that a lot. I think that's pretty cool. You know, not my favorite mode. Definitely not the worst in my opinion. I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. You know, you can have them flying around, doing stuff. If you want them to shoot blue fire, I have some leftover fire from my review yesterday. So if you want, I don't know if he actually does that, but you can make him shoot fire if you want to. So that's pretty cool. And as far as articulation goes, or articulation, you do get the jaw movement right there. And the head will move upwards this much, so you can make him go, oh, there you go. Or even higher up than that. It won't really look down though. That's a little unfortunate. And then the shoulders can move inward, and you can bend at the elbows some. They won't bend backwards. And then these, you know, you can make them kick, you know, and I don't know, not a whole lot of leg movement over here. You can move these outward, rotate around right there, and bend the toes as you'd like. So without popping the tail off again, I want to see if I can get him in like a running pose, you know, like a very realistic wolf running pose. You know, not too bad, not great, but not god-awful. I mean, it does transform into 6 different modes, man. I mean, I think that's kind of neat. No? No? Am I tripping? Yeah, I don't know. Again, not my favorite mode, but I do like it. Now, I do wish the bottom jaw was a little bit shorter. It looks a little bit strange when you open up the jaw right here, and then you can see that the lower jaw does look a little bit longer. I do like that we get a little bit of sculpted line work in there. It looks like that's supposed to shoot fire. You know, I just keep making that up, I guess. And then he has a couple of teeth right over there. He only has 4 teeth. The eyes look really good on this. I like the paint. And I like all these sculpted details on the neck and on the side right over there. That looks really good to me. I like that a lot. And, you know, just looking at the rest of it, like a lot of the sculpted work and everything else that we're seeing over here, we've seen before in the other modes. So I don't like how big and stumpy these hind legs are, but again, it's not bad. And I do like how the gun turns into the tail. I think that's pretty clever. So I do like this mode, man. Can't really complain too much about it. I do enjoy it. All right, let's get into the final mode, which is submarine mode. Will you take us away, Bumblebee? Alrighty, so I'm going to remove revolver right there, and come on, revolver, get out of there, get out of the hole, there we go, and then we're going to close that up, oh, and there goes the tail, and then we're going to go ahead and take the legs and have these heel pieces swing out once more, tuck the toes in, and then swing these in, and we're not going to collapse the legs, we're just going to have them tabbed together like this. And they're going to stay like that, and find the tab. This tab goes into that port, so that's what I'm aiming for right there. And there that goes, fairly straight, right? Okay, okay. And then we can go ahead and take the guns, and these 2 ports right here will go into these 2 ports right there. And that'll all tab together, so you can get that going. And then we're going to take these wings, have them go straight up and back, and then we're going to take these toes, fold that in, and then we can take these tires and move them inward, and take this and move that inward. Same thing on this side. This will go in and that will go in, and then we could shift that in like that, shift that in like so. One thing I like to do is I'll go ahead and open this up and go ahead and put the revolver figure just back into the head right there, because usually I go from this mode back into robot mode anyway, and make sure he's ported in there and put him back and close this up. And that is, and then grabbing the jaw right there could be tricky to pick at sometimes, and then lift that up. And that is the submarine mode, which is okay, you know, a little wonky, right? I mean, very wonky. I don't know if I did something terribly wrong here, but this is supposed to roll, I believe. This isn't really supposed to roll, man. It's supposed to be the gun mode, you know, for technical reasons or laws and things like that, which I can understand, especially with, you know, everyone and their mother getting shot nowadays, you know. You can turn it into a gun like that. So, yeah, there you go. So that looks pretty good. I like this. This is pretty awesome. I'm very grateful that Hasbro just geeked out hardcore and made sure to give us this gun mode. So this is definitely one of the modes that I really like the most. I really dig it a lot. As far as modifications go, I don't really want to change too much on it. I like how it looks like this. I think this is pretty cool. Maybe turn these like that. I don't know. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else you can really do with it, but I think this is a fairly good gun mode. I like how the jaw makes the trigger right over here, so you just go like that, bang bang, or you don't want to really pull on it, but yeah, man, I think this is pretty sweet. And I like how the front of this looks over here, you know? It's kind of just some made up BS, but still, I think it looks pretty cool. This is a bit wobbly. I wish there was something that was tabbing into this right here so that this whole section right here was a little bit more secure. But to be perfectly honest, I am just happy to have gotten this gun mode for a 6-shot sold at retail. And while 6-shot is still kind of in a vehicle mode, here he is next to Galvatron right there. Stand put, Galvatron. So yeah, you can see this Voyager class figure right here. This is a very cool Galvatron, by the way. I really do like it. Yeah, so there's your size comparison. Of course, he's much smaller. And then flipping 6-shot over here, over around into gun mode for your gun comparison, we have Masterpiece Shockwave. And you can see that 6-shot and Shockwave are more or less the same height. What are you doing in there, Bumblebee? No one asked about you. But yeah, they're more or less the same length right there. Not the same height anyway. But yeah, there's your gun comparison. If you thought I was going to compare this to Masterpiece Megatron, haha, yeah, you crazy, man. And I did forget the tube thing. I'll put that back on there later. Oops, I forgot to put this back on. But I think I just put it in that port right there. And yeah, man, I still really like it. So let's get 6-shot out of gun mode and back into robot mode. Will you take us away for the last time, Bumblebee? Or the last time today, anyway, hopefully. You're a very good Bumblebee. Good Bumblebee. Anyway, moving the arms outward. Whoop, detach the gun right there. Knock over the camera a little bit. Open this up. Fold the wings out. Take the head. Flip that up. Close that. Rotate the head 180. Split the legs. Pull the heel spurs back. Pull the heel back right there. It's not actual heel spur. Is it heel spur or just a heel? Take these detached arms and move that down and move that down. Move the tires facing outward. And then rotate this, and then we're gonna move the fist up, rotate outward, or the other way around. Whoop, 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 whoop. Going like that. Shift that upward. Shift that up like so. And then take the wings, flip them all the way up, and we can collapse these down. And then we have 6-shot back again. And I guess we'll give him the shotgun this time while the two guns are still attached right there. Let's see if we can get him holding it like he's, you know, ready to blow away a bunch of Autobots. There we go. That's looking all right. Kind of finicky, but you can get him posed like, oh yeah, there's a whole lot of trouble coming from this end of Cybertron. Yeah, I do my own voices, you know. If you want to hire me, go for it. This is a very cool robot mode. I do like it a lot. I mean, the figure in its entirety is awesome. This is just a great figure. I really dig it. A lot of posing options. The transformations are fun. Like I said, I'm sorry that it's taken me so long to get this review up. I'm really trying hard to get more Transformers reviews out there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know what you think of the review. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button for more ShartimusPrime videos coming your way. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it should be over at ShartimusPrime.net. And you can follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links are all in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace! Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures. shot, we're shot, we're shot in your face. I said we're shot, we're shot, we're shot in your face. I said we're shot, we're shot.